So we were thinking about community building weeks ago, but when the crypto market crashed, everyone said also, hey, let's not talk about communities because it's so hard at the moment and challenging, and communities are getting smaller. So a lot of companies are having problems to build a community online, at least. But I think that's also why we are here together in the real world to connect, to interact, to build, to share, to get to know new people, and that's also what you should do in a let's call it beer market or chaotic, not plannable market. And we learned today a lot about community building. Everyone was saying that's essential. It's part of the brand. And you guys from Metropoly made the long way from Canada. And maybe you can give also during the panel some insights how you are doing community building, how important are real events like this in different countries? Are there some differences in Canada compared to Dubai, to us here in Germany? So if you're very international, and you can also give some insights. Let's start with some little introduction, some words, because we have some new people, and also we're recording it for afterwards. That you start just with some introduction.
Absolutely. So my name is Lisa Mark. I am a realtor by trade. I am newer to the crypto space, but I'm learning as I go. And I am head of community at Metropoly. So it's my job to basically guide the community to Metropoly and bring everyone together and answer questions and educate. And we have also Mo here, who is our head of acquisitions, and he's also our community manager as well. So he also helps us with the community as well as investors. So to begin with, I would say, even though we are very international, you know, based on my speech earlier, trust is really key to users. Like I said, I mean, people in these communities, they're scared right now. Everybody is completely freaked out, and you need to calm them down and show them who you truly are. You need to have fully doxed teams. You need to reassure them. So how we are doing that with our users is through education. So for instance, we have a YouTube series that I am regularly updating. If you go to YouTube and check out Metropoly, I have even just simple educational videos. Maybe it's someone coming into the new crypto space. Like, you never want to assume things about people, your community. Never make assumptions. Always assume that you're explaining things like it is to a 5-year-old, okay? I always say to someone, if I don't understand something, explain it to me like I'm 5, you know? So you can do this in a lot of ways. You can do YouTube videos just like I'm doing and have consistency with YouTube. It's very important for your followers. And they expect regular videos, and tell them when you're gonna have these videos, because it builds that trust too, doesn't it? Also, podcasts are very fantastic. We have a podcaster here today. I'm very excited to speak with him shortly. But again, just keeping the face of who you are and what you're doing on your project, I think, is really important, especially in a market where people are freaked out. So personally, that is what we do. Every single day we hold an AMA in our Telegram group, and we encourage questions from the community at any point. And I think just being very open is very important to the Metropoly brand specifically, and that really is a global approach.
Hi, so for those of you who weren't here before, I'm Tracy. I'm from a company called Tradelite Solutions, and we are actually building a video game to promote financial literacy, to provide financial knowledge and education. It's actually on here. The game is called Mogaland. So my experience with community building actually already started in my banking days. I actually worked firstly for very traditional banks, not very interesting, but then for some years for a bank that has a strong focus in community banking, and even has a digital community online where we actually engage users, people who are not even our banking customers. We try to bring them into the environment, and then we even provided this kind of concept as well as the technology as a service to other banking environments. And since we're doing a financial education game, we actually take a lot of those learnings into our current gaming environment as well. And just as intro, my last word would be that I think transparency is very important in creating a trusting as well as a lasting community. And that is, I would say transparency is one of the things that we've always upheld in the community approach we had before, and which will also be the case for Mogaland.
Hi guys. Sorry. I'm Mo. I'm from Metropoly. I'm head of acquisition. I was working before on several different other crypto projects, and I remarked that right now you need to spend 5 times more money to bring the same amount on community to your project. And we was figuring out new channels, new ways how to get this community, how to get the same result like before. And it's actually very difficult right now because we have one big announcement after the next one. So like FTX, what happened? So the bear market, the crash, a lot of things make it very difficult for us to attract new people. People are very scared right now to talk about new projects. They mainly focus on the big old projects like Bitcoin, like Ethereum, BNB, but they are not that much interested in new projects. So you need to make, I think, more effort, 5 times more to bring the same results. As I said before, it's not only the money, even before you need a good idea, some good visuals, and the people was in. Right now you need 10 AMAs, some private calls, and they are still skeptical a bit. So it's much more difficult. We figured out a new channel how to bring people. We saw it. Some other projects have done it very successfully. We are right now, we changed our presale because we are on the presale right now with Metropoly. We change it and we will go for another approach. I will talk later about it. I will explain you exactly how we will do it right now to bring the most out of it without spending that much money. And it's very interesting. We saw it by several other projects, and there was very successfully, even through the bear market. And they make amazing amounts. They raise amazing amounts, and we will implement it on our project. And we will talk later on about it.
Absolutely. That's secrets and insights are always valuable because I mean, if you have the secret sauce and you're open to share it, everyone is more than happy. Let's start on this panel, community building, to talk about the different acquisition channels and also about the risks. Because as you can see, a lot of people are building the community in Discord, which is very crypto specific, and others are building a brand on Twitter or Twitter Spaces. But as you can see in this fast world, there are acquisitions. And Elon Musk comes and is purchasing Twitter. Nobody knows where it's going. And Microsoft is coming and is purchasing Discord. So you're building a community on third-party servers. You never know if it's gone tomorrow. So you bring your assets to someone you can maybe even not trust. We trust it now, but what's next year? You know, a lot of people trusted FTX, a regulated exchange, and you see what's going on. So it can also happen to the community and social media world immediately, because the world is mostly in a recession, and also, as you can see on the numbers, it's changed all over the world. Nobody knows, and this is my first question. What's your strategy, and personally, and what do you think should brands do when it comes to community building? Is it not maybe even better to focus on the old world, old school emails? You have the emails. Is it not even better to build something on your own platform? And where is this all heading? I mean, community building at the moment is very simple. You make a Discord, you spend money, paid or organically, go to events and increase it. But you invest, let's say, 1 million, and this 1 million is gone when the company is gone. So is it very sustainable, or is it a big risk what the completely Web3 thing at the moment is doing? Just foolish, running like a blueprint because everyone is doing it, and not being entrepreneur visionary to make something different? Who wants to take it as first?
Actually, it's not the same. So you can't do what you have done 6 months ago. So it's really changed. I don't know what's the experience you get, but for us, it's absolutely not the same. That's why I think every project needs to go for a new approach, for another approach. And I think we need to go back to Web2, to the Web2 approach, more to the I think events like this and so traditional advertising, because the crypto advertising, it doesn't work anymore like it was before. And it's influencer marketing is almost dead, I would say. We spent at least, I would say 50K minimum, between 50 or 100K for influencer marketing and the traditional crypto marketing tools, and it's no more the same. So you don't have any big result. So it's not profitable, honestly. So everyone who is interested for community growth or community building right now needs to search for another approach, because the traditional crypto advertising, it doesn't work right now in this moment. Maybe it will come in the future, but right now you need to change something.
Yeah, so I would say our experience has been that it, regardless of Web 2 or Web 3 or technology or channels, at the end of the day, it's about your target audience, right? It's the people who you want to attract, and you still have to do your homework in terms of your target audience analysis. You have to understand what are the motivations of these people, right? And I think what was also mentioned in the previous panels, that in Web 3 so far, the focus had always been like a quick win. Right? People are just there because they think that they can make a lot of money really fast. But when that rush and that trend is over, what is still relevant to them at the end of the day, right? So I think figuring out like what are some basic needs, and why would people continuously need your product offering? What's your USP? How do you connect that with the target audience is always relevant, especially more in a bear market, right? And I also believe that when you really create content that is relevant and contextual for your target audience, and then you actually achieve offering product and values that link to that relevance and contextuality to their lives, then they obviously will become more loyal. They would be there with you even in the bear markets. So we don't think so much at the moment about, oh, is it Web 2 tools or Web 3 tools, but rather we look at, okay, through which channels are our target audience? What are their needs? What should we talk about? What should we explain to them? Why our product is offering those needs that they have? And one thing that I personally had always been almost a little bit scared of is that by going too deep in the Web3 community, we actually create an unofficial or let's say a digital exclusion of people, right? Because there is still only a portion of the people who are familiar or comfortable with Discord, a layer of people who are very active in Telegram, but it is not the majority of the people in this world. So why are we creating an artificial exclusion when Web3 is all supposed to be about financial inclusion? And so I think even in the community building and the approach, this is quite relevant to consider.
That was really, really insightful. And it's super true. It's super true. And I love what Mo said about sort of going back to Web 2 a little bit too. And I love what you said about maybe it's not about Web 2 or Web 3. Like, what is the user going to benefit, right, from what you're putting out? And I just wanted to add on one little thing is I think we always talk about with investing diversification, don't we? So I think if, you know, like Dennis said, there is a risk of putting all your eggs in one basket, building everything up on one channel, and then that channel, just like FTX, you know, like could go tomorrow. So how do you diversify it? Well, okay, we're going to look at the biggest channels like YouTube, Discord, Telegram, Twitter. Yes, something could happen. And unfortunately, without building something only on your own platform, you don't have control over it. I think that is the way it is, and we have to roll with the punches. So I think you don't want to be everywhere, because if you're everywhere, you're not going to be able to do a good enough job for those who are trying to follow you you're going to be spread too thin. So pick, I would say, 3 or 4 like key channels where you feel that your target market is hanging out, and just go where the people are, and then lead with value, like Tracy said, first, and then consistency, and then always have a call to action at the end. That's like a nice little marketing tip there. But, you know, tell them what they need to do. Do they want, and give them one thing to do. Don't tell them to do multiple things, just one thing. Is it follow you? Is it go to your pre-sale page? What is it? But people don't have enough mental bandwidth to do more than one thing. So just one thing. That's my little tip for you.
Absolutely. And what do you think must happen that communities stay with projects and are not getting washed out while FTX, Luna, or projects are happening? They're also invested. I mean, and what I feel the last 12 months is, even if you have a good community and you do a great job, that people are leaving because they're frustrated on B, C, D, E, F, G, H, you can name it, and not on your project because they like your project, they like what you're doing, but they're also leaving and ignore Discord, ignore emails. They just get in this neutral position of crypto, everything is bought me and is making me with frustration. And it feels like automatically when the prices are increasing and the newspapers, the crypto medias are writing back Bitcoin again over 30,000, that the first time they open CoinMarketCap, from CoinMarketCap the Discords again, and the Discords increase. But it's always, it feels like it goes to zero and then it stays a long time. But for projects, you know, how to overcome this? Are there some secret sources, ideas? I mean, why are communities always like this? Why is it like always everything is bad and black and white? So why, what are you thinking? I mean, how can you make this changing?
I would just say empathy, lead with empathy. So you are empathizing with your user, okay? You're saying to them, look, I know what you are going through right now. I know that things are frustrating. Don't just pitch at them. Nobody wants to be sold to. They want to be spoken to, and they want to be heard. So it's community building. I know it's a simple thing, but we need to hear this again and again, so we do it. Reply to every comment. You know what I mean? If there's a question, get back to them quickly. It's simple customer service. But I think, again, building that trust with them and leading with empathy and sympathizing with these people that are going through this and maybe giving them practical ways they can get through the challenges with your videos, with your AMAs, with whatever you're doing. Again, just leading with empathy.
Yeah, I can't agree more, to be honest. People don't like to be, let's say, told wrong, or they don't like this kind of approach where you come in on a high horse, so to speak, right? That, yeah, I know better than you. I don't think that's the way to go with community these days. So showing understanding of the struggle, showing understanding of people's needs is really crucial, using empathy. I think another thing that is very relevant is how do you show some tips to people how to turn some kind of crisis into an opportunity, right? So also show them the light, right? So understanding the struggle and the darkness that they're in, but also maybe offer suggestions to, you know, see how you come out of that, or welcome the community to pitch at each other's stories, right? So have you gone through this before? Hey, this is some people or group that has been in the past crypto winters. How did they come out of that, right? So showing stories, showing something that they can relate to, so that you offer them hope and you offer them something that maybe gives them some reflection of how they can come out of that and move on to the next phase. I think this is, again, the power of community, right? You yourself don't have to keep telling people everything what to do, but rather you can also source from the community, ask them to share their experiences, ask them to sympathize with each other. I think that's also a strength and a difference in community versus the traditional style customer service.
Both of you are absolutely right. That's also the experience what we have done with our previous projects and also with the current project right now. It's, you need to be close to your community. That's we saw it's the most important thing. You can't come on the high horse, how she said, because in the first of all, they need to understand, and you need to tell them that we are all in the same boat. So the bear market doesn't hurt only them, it hurts also us, private and business. So all of us, we was all also invested in FTX and other coins and whatever. So when they get hurt and frustrated, we get the same, because we are all on the same boat. So that's the first thing. They need to see that we are all the same. So it's like the empathy. They feel you and you feel them in the same way. The second thing, you need always to be in contact with them. need always to be in the community. No matter how busy you are, you need always to be at least once a day and talk to your community. We have structured it in that way that we have every day an AMA with our community. It's always a live AMA for 1 hour, so they can come every day and ask any kind of questions or concerns or whatever. They can ask it live. They can talk to all the main members of the project, so they have always the feeling that they are part of the project. We never gave them the feeling that we are a party and they are a party. No, we are all one party, and when we go up, we all go up or we all fall down. So we are all together, and even in the hardest times, we have always our community behind us, and they always trusted us, because we was also, even it hurts what happened with FTX and stuff, you need always to be, as a leader of our community, you need always to be very self-confidence and always optimistic and positive for the future. Then they also will see your positive vibes and they don't get that kind frustrated when you didn't do it.
The at least good thing is that in these times the best memes are coming. That's also kind of community building, so we could talk hours about memes, but we're running out of time. But I want to ask you for the secret sauce. You said you have some secret sauce here from your projects you want to share. So maybe you say the approach of making something in the beer market. I give it to you.
What we saw, what's worked very well with other projects and also with our project, is kind of a giveaway. So giveaways, it's nothing new, so we don't create the rod new. So it's something old, but the new structure of a giveaway is now to get, when you invest in the project or in the pre-sale, you get an entry for the giveaway. It can be money, it can be something physical. The most of the old projects, they offer a giveaway with money, so 100K, 150K, and you need at least to invest $100 to get one entry. But now the secret behind is how they get every month 1 million visitors on their web page or on their pre-sale, is that they offer more entries for this giveaway. So that's very interesting. They say, okay, the minimum requirement to be able to get on this giveaway is to invest. That's the first requirement. But then you can earn 5 or 10 more entries when you share it on your Instagram, when you share it on your social medias, when you share it on your private to your private community. And the interesting thing about this is I imagine it from my personal side. Right now, I'm not interested in any kind of crypto. For example, I'm a normal user, I'm a normal crypto user, and right now in the bear market with FTX and stuff, I'm not very interested, or I'm not very into crypto. But for example, when I see Lisa or I see Tracy or I see you, and we are close friends, and I see in your social media you posted something about a project, I will automatically click on it. Even I'm not interested right now, but because of I trust you, because of the personal contact with my friends, when I see that he's posting it, so he's making promotion for it with his own face, so I'm automatically, I will click on it and I will check it out and I will see what's behind it, why he is posting it. So, and the possibility is much higher when I see that my friend invested in it, because the minimum requirement is to invest. So when he posted this project, so he invested in it, because that's the first step he need to do. So I'm more likely interested for investing in this project. And we have done the Dior, we checked it out for the other projects, and they get, during the bear market, minimum 1 million clicks every month. So, and you can't pay right now in this market condition, you can't pay right now for 1 million impressions for the month. So you will, when you would make it through advertising, you will spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. But with this approach, you you don't spend any money. So
Just the price pool.
yeah,
Oh.
it's just the price pool, and it's later on. So it's only when the pre-sale is fulfilled. That means it's a win-win-win situation. You get huge marketing for no money. It's only for the price pool later on, and you get different type of people, because you don't get the normal crypto people who are interested in Telegram or Discord or in this kind of YouTuber. You get private people who never had something to do with crypto, but because of the recommendation of their friends, they get into crypto. So, and they don't know about bear market, they don't know about FTX. So that's the
Exactly.
first
New
thing.
audience, new audience, and new
Yeah.
audience.
The first thing they ever see in their life is your project, and when is your project good enough, so he will invest, because he don't know about the previous crashes in crypto space and stuff. So your project needs to be top notch, needs to be very legit, needs to be very good. So when the mainstream, because that's all mainstream people, that's all people who is only clicked on the link because the friends of them posted it. So you become new people who are not negative, about crypto. And when they see it and you give them step for step Anleitung, introduction how to invest, so they more likely will invest in your project because a friend of them recommended to them. And we always know, when my friend do something, I'm more likely to do the same. So when
That's
he
a
invests,
good takeaway, yeah.
I will do it.
Because we need a new community now, because crypto, as I described, is going zero, some years this, and coming back. So you always have to look how you can onboard new people, and not only for the investment, also for the excitement, and also to get something. And if all of this will be done, I think the projects will be very successful. And we also discussed, let's think about risk on Twitter and Discord, if we're really all playing the right channels to put our data in, because we never know what's happening in the future. So building own databases, own old Web2 newsletter databases could be very valuable as takeaways. But also, thanks for sharing this, the social approach of getting viral in the engagement channels. And thanks for all the insights also before in your talk. I hope you enjoy the conference, and we are coming now to the next talk before the lunch. We ordered also something at 1, shortly after 1, and also opening the NFT gallery, so you can really take like a food then and go upstairs and really see amazing installations, 15 installations from NFT Club Berlin, from an artist we invited. So enjoy it, really, just the stairs, then upstairs later. And now we are inviting the last panelist, and then we're having lunch together, only that you know the plan. And thanks again.
Thank you.